an alum from St. Cecilia Academy, and I'm really excited to talk about the solar eclipse that's coming up. So my main presentation is solar eclipses, what it is, why they occur, and how to view them safely. So kind of a little bit about background about me, just to get everyone a sense, is I went to St. Cecilia 2 years ago. I was on the robotics team, and I have a younger sister, Dottie, who's a freshman. So that's a picture of her, and there's kind of some pictures of me at St. Cecilia. And something that I was really passionate about, especially while I was at St. Cecilia, was astrophotography. And they let me do a little project on near-Earth asteroids while I was here. So St. Cecilia has always been supportive of girls interested in science, which is really exciting to me. So now I'm kind of working in 2 research labs. One of them is actually, I'm the head of a CUBE satellite mission, so we are launching a satellite into space, and my job is to operate and make sure that the laser works. That's going to work in space, hit a target, and then come back, and a silicone photomultiplier is going to detect the photons coming from the laser. So it's all very exciting. That's kind of just my background, which I hope gives me a little bit of, I guess, knowledge to talk about solar eclipses, since I'm an aerospace engineering major. So, there are, just as a general background on eclipses, an eclipse takes place when one heavenly body, such as a moon or planet, moves into the shadow of another heavenly body. And there are 2 types of eclipses. An eclipse of the moon, which is known as a lunar eclipse, and an eclipse of the sun, which is known as a solar eclipse. So a solar eclipse is taking place August 21st, 2017, but I kind of wanted to do a background of different types of eclipses. So the moon moves in an orbit around the Earth, and the Earth moves in an orbit around the sun. So sometimes the Earth will move between the sun and the moon. And when this happens, the Earth's shadow will actually cause the light that is normally reflected by the moon to be obscured. So the sunlight that is reflected by the moon is usually what causes the moon to shine. So when the light is hitting the moon's surface, the Earth's shadow falls on it. So this is known as an eclipse of the moon, or a lunar eclipse. And there are 2 types of lunar eclipses. So a partial lunar eclipse and a total lunar eclipse. So this was actually a picture taken by an astrophotographer. His name is Alfred Garcia Jr., and this was taken September 27th, 2015. So this was taken fairly recently, and what makes this different than a solar eclipse is the orientation of everything. So it's when the Earth is between the sun and the moon, rather than the moon being between the sun and the Earth. So as you can kind of see from this orientation, kind of what I was just talking about, and also it's going to be red like this because even though light does still hit the moon, but the Earth's atmosphere actually filters out a lot of the blue light, which is why from our perspective we see the moon as being red when this happens. And kind of a huge difference between a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse is that a lunar eclipse happens for a few hours, whereas for a solar eclipse it will only happen for a few minutes. So for a lot of people that are going to see the solar eclipse today, the total solar eclipse is only going to last about 2 minutes, give or take some seconds. There is a change depending on where you are in the United States and moving from west to east. So the farther east you are, the more time you'll get to see the eclipse. So now we're going to move on to the solar eclipse, and this is actually taken from the International Space Station, and this was actually the total solar eclipse in Australia. So this is the one that everyone's been talking about lately, and what makes this particular one very interesting today is most of the time when a solar eclipse happens, it will happen like every 18 months. 18 months or so, but it'll typically happen over open ocean or in in an unpopulated region, so something that's inaccessible to the public. And then also, you're more likely to see a partial solar eclipse because the area of where you can see it is much larger than a total solar eclipse. However, this one we're just very lucky because it not only hits a very populated region, but it goes right through the United States. And the next time this happens will be in 2024. And that will be when it hits Mexico, Texas, and some regions in the northeastern United States. So what's great is if you are in the line of totality, which is where you can see a total solar eclipse, there'll be some 4 unique things that will happen. And we'll actually get into that later. So for one thing, you can actually see the umbra and the penumbra. So those are 2 types of shadows that will be cast by the moon, as you can see here. So as the moon is approaching Earth, the umbra shadow will actually get smaller, but the penumbra will get larger. And if you are in the umbra location, then you will see a total solar eclipse. But if you are in the penumbra location, then you will only see a partial solar eclipse. And yeah, this is, as you can see, the orientation is different because the moon is in front of the sun and in between both the sun and the Earth. So there are 3 types of solar eclipses. So unlike a lunar eclipse, which only is 2 types, the total lunar eclipse and the partial lunar eclipse, we have a total solar eclipse, a partial solar eclipse, and an annular solar eclipse. So what makes the annular solar eclipse pretty special is the moon is further away from the Earth, which from our perspective makes the moon look smaller. And when this happens, if the moon is in the direct kind of line of sight, you will see that still kind of a ring created by the sun, because the sun will look bigger than the moon. So the moon will not be able to completely obscure the sun. So you'll kind of just see this ring from our perspective. For the total solar eclipse, in order for this to happen, the sun, moon, and Earth have to be in a direct line, so that so from a total solar eclipse, you actually, it looks completely dark, even in the daytime, for a few minutes, and there will be some pretty special things that happen. However, only for a partial solar eclipse, you'll just see a shadow on the sun's surface. Okay, so the 4 unique sightings. So these are kind of things that astronomers from all over kind of go to see a solar eclipse for. They will come from all over the world. They will book hotels years in advance. It's kind of why these hotels have been sold out since 2015, actually, in Nashville, just because Nashville's a big city and it's actually going to come very close to us. So kind of the first thing is known as, so it's actually the shadow bands. So a minute before a total solar eclipse occurs, there will be these moving wavy lines alternating light and dark that will move along the walls and the ground. And this is actually a result of the Earth's turbulent atmosphere kind of refracting its last rays of light. And after that, we actually have this diamond ring effect that occurs. And this is actually due to the sun's corona, which is the outer atmosphere of the sun. So it'll actually occur 10 to 15 seconds before and after totality, and it's kind of a single jewel of light that you'll see right before and after, and it kind of creates this diamond ring effect, or so I've been told. I'm really excited I'll be able to see it August 21st. And then after that, you actually get to see the corona, which are these rays of light that you'll be able to see. It's actually, the corona is 200 to 300 times hotter than the sun's surface. And in addition to that, it can reach up to, I think it's a million degrees Celsius. It just gets very hot very fast. So it's going to be pretty cool that we can see that, yeah, a million degrees Celsius. And then after that, you get to see Bailey's beads. And they're these tiny little bead-like blobs of light that will occur. And this is actually because of the ridges and the mountainous kind of regions on the moon. So the sun will be able to access certain parts and kind of create these little beads of light. So that's everything that you can potentially see because we're in a great location for August 21st. And kind of as you can see, the line of totality, which is kind of what it's called, where you can see a total solar eclipse, is going to be about 70 miles long, and it's going to span from Oregon to South Carolina. And I feel like a weatherman right now, but I wanted to give everybody kind of a good perspective on where the line is for a total solar eclipse versus kind of these partial solar eclipses. And the magnitude will actually you will kind of see like a difference. That's why people are trying to move as close as possible to this line, because you get a better and better viewing the closer you are. And it's just great that the United States is in a great location for this. And as I said before, the farther east you get, the greater amount of totality that you'll see. So that's why we are in a particularly great location, because we are on the eastern side of the United States. So we'll have about around the 2-minute 40-second mark or so. So for us, it's going to begin pretty much at noon for the eclipse, and then for totality, it's going to be at 1:27 p.m. It's going to last 2 minutes, and then it's going to end officially the eclipse at 2:54 p.m. So it's kind of perfect for the lunchtime where we have the extra break and all that. So for viewing equipment, I know that St. Cecilia's providing a lot of this, but just kind of as a brief background, don't look at the sun. It's still going to hurt your eyes. I know that you can get solar viewing glasses and solar viewing lenses off Amazon, at Walmart, especially right now because everyone's really psyched about this. And then finally, you can definitely get a telescope that can view this with just some solar filters. And then also with a pinhole camera can really work for viewing this, because it's really cool and it only happens every so often, especially like around here. It'll probably be a while before we actually see it again. So yeah, thanks so much. I really hope that you guys got a lot out of this, and if there are any questions, I'm totally open to them.